All right, live from the heart of America. I'm Steve Gruber. Thank you for being here. Your soldier of truth, the tip of the spear against socialists, here ready to fight for you from the foxhole of freedom. And please, my friends, remember to think while it's still legal. This is the Steve Gruber Show. Good to have you here. Here are three big things you need to know right now. Number one, Bidenomics here to stay, with the price of chicken hitting record highs, joining beef and pork on the skyrocketing price chart. Don't worry, though. Crickets will be cheap for dinner sometime soon. Number two, would Donald Trump actually entertain the idea of being Speaker of the House? No. I told you I'd eat my shoe on this program if he became Speaker of the House. I stand by that. And a good shoe, by the way. And number three, the amazing about face on the border wall has people all over the Biden administration struggling to explain why nothing has actually changed. And the move to begin building new border walls in Texas is, well, Republicans' fault, of course. It is a remarkable revelation that somehow is completely unexplainable and yet will do nothing for border security. This is where we launch Free for All Friday. This is what we're being told. But first, let me tell you this. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I sat down with him yesterday afternoon. He'll be joining the program here in a few minutes. We'll have that for you. He will weigh in on the border himself, on the economy, U.S. military bases in every corner of the world, and so much more. Plus, will he make a third-party bid for president? Maybe. He's had a big speech coming up in Philadelphia, coming up on Monday. I asked him about all these things coming up. You'll get to see it all here just a little bit later this hour. It's all coming up shortly. But let's start with the massive flip-flop on the border wall. All right, let's start. I mean, this is mind-blowing. I mean, the border wall was called racist, xenophobic, evil. It was for children getting destroyed, all of this stuff. And I want to do a little reminder here because Dementia Joe said he would never add 1 foot of border wall to protect us from an invasion. Well, that was not true as it turns out. It seems walls stop invasions. Weird, right? Listen to this.
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration, number one. Number two, what I'm going to focus on, the fact is that somebody in this group written a lot about the border.
Yeah. I'll never build a foot of border wall. Well, here, that was in 2020, one of the few times he came out of his basement. Here's Joe Biden lying through his fake teeth about trying to build the border wall and getting denied. More nonsense. Listen.
Answer one question on the border wall. The border wall, the money was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to reappropriate, to redirect that money. They didn't. They wouldn't. And in the meantime, there's nothing under the law other than they have to use the money for what was appropriated. I can't stop that.
Oh, there's nothing he can do. These guys skirt the rules and cheat all the time. You know why they're doing this? Because New York City is in a crisis. Because Chicago is in a crisis. Because El Paso, Texas, and the whole state of Massachusetts had declared emergencies. That's why they're doing this. But more reminders, if I may. In 2018, all this talk about government shutdowns, let's talk about 2018. There was one looming. And Nancy Pelosi said she would keep government closed forever. Forever. Rather than build a border wall. Well, I guess that turned out to be another lie. Listen.
Let's hope that there won't be a shutdown of government. That's a very bad thing to do. Maybe the president doesn't grasp that, but that is very harmful to our country at significant cost. Another day, and we have more time, we'll go into when the Republicans shut it down before, on the 17th day they finally opened. It cost of billions of dollars to our economy. And they still voted against opening up government. You know, we had a large number of Republicans voted against opening up the government.
What makes you think he changes his calibration, even if you're able to pass a bill under your watch on the 3rd of January? His position ostensibly wouldn't change. Why would he sign that bill to open government up in January?
Does he want to have government closed forever? I mean, what's this about? I know he doesn't believe in government. I know he doesn't know that much about what is at risk to shut it down.
Yeah. You know, what he knew is that we needed border security. What he knew is that if he didn't have a border wall, we'd have an invasion. And so far, 7.3 million. That's the official number, give or take, that have come in illegally since Joe Biden fell asleep in the Oval Office and filled his diaper for the first time. The real number might be twice that large, right? The real number might be twice as large as that. Alejandro Mayorkas continued this whole blitz of the media by the Biden administration, claiming the border wall being built not new or different. I mean, there's nothing these people won't look you in the eye and lie about, is there? Nothing at all. Here he is.
I want to address today's reporting relating to a border wall and be absolutely clear. There is no new administration policy with respect to the border wall. Allow me to repeat that. There is no new administration policy with respect to the border wall. From day one, this administration has made clear that a border wall is not the answer. That remains our position, and our position has never wavered. The language in the Federal Register notice is being taken out of context, and it does not signify any change in policy whatsoever.
So their approach is a complete failure, and that's never wavered. Their approach to American security is no security at all, and that has never wavered. It's a complete. That's his point. Right there, Alejandro Mayorkas. His point is, we have failed completely, and we're going to stay the course to fail completely forever. Forever. Back in April, Mayorkas said they would not build any border wall, and yet nothing has changed. Here he is lying in April, or was he lying today, or was it yesterday? It's just so confusing to me to keep up with all the lying. Listen.
Is there anything that's off the table that you won't do to secure the border?
Well, the president, as I think you know very well, has said we are not going to construct more wall that costs billions and billions of dollars, that is immovable.
Let me tell you, everything is off the table. All of it. There's nothing on the table to secure the border for these fools. Karine Jean-Pierre, she was asked about it incessantly yesterday. One question after the other. It was pretty much the whole, press briefing was about this. Caught totally flat-footed on the border wall. So what does she do? She avoids the question and runs from the room. What else would you do if you're getting hammered by questions you don't want to answer? Here she is.
If you have to build a border wall, but you don't think that it's going to work, then once it's done, are you just going to tear it down?
I'm not getting into hypotheticals from here. I'm just telling you what I can tell you from here. The facts are that DHS is complying with the law. This is from this was under fiscal year 2019 under Republican leadership, and DHS is required to do this. The president asked multiple times of Congress to reappropriate. They did not, and we're not complying by the law. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. I'm out of here. Bye-bye now. I didn't answer anything. A perfectly successful day for her. If Karine cannot answer a simple question or a single question, man, she's had a banner day. And that's where we are. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk about gold and investing in the economy. And then in just a few minutes, my interview with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's a long interview. It'll take about half of this hour, which is good. It's a good conversation. Interesting things to discuss. I think he's more conservative than rhinos in Congress. I mean, that's one of my takes. I think he's more conservative about several things than rhinos who fold to, well, any good puff of wind. It's all coming up here. Don't go anywhere.